Welcome back to another episode of Design Cafe. In this week's episode, we are going to be talking about design process. How do you start from design or inspiration on a piece of paper, on your phone, on your computer, and how do you start to implement that design into your space, and also how to live with that design as you go, because it is a process. So let's dive into it. Let's go. Okay guys, so I do apologize for the late upload of this video, but I have not been the best. I've not been feeling well. I got wet like 2 Saturdays ago, and I didn't get wet. I got drizzled on. Just a little drizzle. And your girl caught a cold. And the cold just been having me. First it had my throat inflamed. Then as you can hear, my voice sounds funny. It was hard to speak. I felt like I was like straining my throat. So I couldn't speak for too long. And it still feels like that. But I have to get this video done, so I am pushing it through, okay? If my eyes look a little bit red, it's because I also got the cold, or I don't know what you guys up here call it, but it also in my eyes, okay? So I do apologize for this late upload, but in any case, I thank you for being here, and I hope what we discussed today, this process, it would help you to not have that fear to start, because sometimes this can look very overwhelming. But I'm going to tell you the process so that you can follow this process, and hopefully these tips will help you to be able to start designing your space. Let's get into it. Now, this space is not finished, okay? The styling is not finished. But there are certain things that I will show you that is finished, and what is doing, it's a ground to me finishing off the space. Now, you all know that this design was birthed out of an inspirational board that we all did. I hope you guys had taken that same opportunity and do your own design board for your own space. And now you can see the process of, you know, what it takes after you got it on paper. It looks so pretty on paper. How do we start to implement that into our space? So the first thing you want to do is you want to choose that one thing that you feel is going to ground your design. For me, the one thing that I felt was going to ground my design is my color palette. Okay, for you, it may be your bed. It may be a rug, or it may be a piece of artwork. For me, it was the color palette. In order for me to achieve that feel, because remember now, we live by feeling. Feeling entices us. It either can make us sad or it can make us happy. So the feel of that inspiration board that we created is what I was striving for. Now, everything on that board you may not see in this space, or maybe nothing you may see in this space, but you may see the similarities as to how this space is really mimicking that space based on feel, color palette, textures, and so forth. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is this piece behind me that was not on our inspirational board, but how I am making it work in my space, because I need storage. So this is one change that I had to make, because I always tell you guys, your design has to be practical, okay? So I can't have this fabulous looking bedroom that is mimicking a hotel room vibe feel, but then it's not practical. Me living in this space is not practical for me to live here in this space because I don't have any storage. I don't like big furniture, like extra, not, let me not say that. I don't like too many big furnitures in a bedroom. Therefore, why it was so hard for me is because I did not want to put a dresser, a traditional dresser into this bedroom. When I say traditional, you know what a traditional dresser is. It has a lot of drawers. It do have some nice ones out there, but they can be very thick in form, or I didn't want to purchase back the one that I used to have in my closet in my home. I just feel like that wasn't going to be new. It was going to be too white. I didn't want to implement too many dark colors because of the feel. I wanted my dark colors to be in accessories, right? I decided to go with this light oak looking wood. So let's look at this table and let me go through. There's some things that I had to do to this table to make the table work. So let's look at that and discuss why I chose this piece and how this piece is working in my space. Okay guys, so this is the piece, okay? Now I purchased this piece from Amazon, guys, and it is a beautiful piece. And as you can see, it has this detailing, which is creating texture. So because this color is very warm in tone, it's very neutral, and the wall itself is very neutral. Having this type of a texture happening here is bringing some interest into this simple piece. When I say this piece is simple, it is very simple, it's very clean, very streamlined. Remember now, the design that we're going for is a very minimalistic design. Now, what I love about this piece is that it has soft closing doors. I was able to store a lot of stuff in here. So on this side, I have like miscellaneous stuff. I have some more my pillow covers, my accent pillow covers, sorry, down here, curtains. I have some office supplies and stuff over here, more pillow covers. So I have a lot of stuff that I was able to store under here, and I am happy. But look, I also love, for the price of this piece was only $200+, and this is what you get, right? This was a really good find, and I want to give recognition to the House of Valentina. She actually showed this piece as a dupe to her RH. You guys know that in my vlog, I went to RH looking at pieces, and this was the dupe that she showed. So I went ahead and I got it. However, I had to DIY this piece to make it my own. Why am I saying that? This is actually a TV stand. Normally TV stands sit low, so this is only 24 inches off of the floor. I went ahead and I ordered me some legs. So that gave the piece some height. It brought it up to the height that I needed it to be. Right now it sits at 34 inches from 24. So that is how I made this piece my own. I elevated the piece. I add some legs onto it, and I had to be careful adding the legs because the scale of this is very low in profile, so you didn't want to bring it too high. So you also had to think about that. I also had to think about the style of legs that I wanted to put on here, okay, because of the style of this piece. So that is this piece that I got from Amazon that was not on a design board, but was needed, drastically needed in my space. Okay, let's dive into how I went about to start styling this piece. Now, this is not the permanent styling of the piece. I'm not 100% comfortable with it yet, but I have started. And what I've done is I've put some pieces on top here, and I'm living with it for a while to see how I feel about it, to see what pieces is going to be inspiring me to either do more, to add something to it, to not add to it. No, that is right. You have to live in your space as you are designing it. It's going to inspire you. You're going to be able to see what's wrong, what needs to fix. I like to let things sit and just keep passing by it. And as I pass by, I would remove something or add something. I would see what's sticking out, what looks wrong, what doesn't look right about it. When I was working, not when I was working, but when I would be designing a space and I'm creating like a whole palette, and I have the actual fabrics and stuff, the materials and stuff, I would lay them out on a big table. Sometimes if I'm in a rush and I don't have days to let it sit, I would take a picture of it. And I would look at this picture over and over, and a picture never lies. You're going to see what's wrong, what's sticking out, which fabric that you may be so in love with this fabric, you don't want to take it out of the design, but that is a fabric that's not working. So that's how I go about my design process. Is I would put things that I think I like, things that I want to use, and I would see how they're working with each other. Are they competing with each other or not? And that is what I did with this table. Now, I knew that I wanted the styling on this table to be extremely, extremely minimal, right? However, I was trying to implement what we had going on the inspiration board. And remember, on the inspiration board, we had a white vase that had, that it was like a ceramic vase, and it was shiny, it had a gloss finish. Then we had a gray vase that was more of a concrete finish. Now, I don't have a gray vase like that that's concrete finish, and we are shopping our home. We're trying not to purchase anything. And I will tell you what all was purchased in here and what all was not purchased, right? So I decided to bring this piece in because this piece is going to add texture, it's adding color, it's bringing in the darker tone, you know, that gray, even though this is like a moss green, so a hunter green type looking color. It's a very pretty vase. I don't remember where I got this vase from. I think, okay, so I got this vase from Target. And I think I got this one from Home Goods. Yeah. So that's why I paired these two together. As you can see, there's no floral in here. And that's because I don't know what that floral is yet. I'm staring at the piece. Should I add a floral? If I am going to add a floral, what type of floral is going to be? I don't want nothing too busy. Which one of the vases am I going to add the floral into? You see where I'm coming from? So it's all a process, and that's why it's just sitting here. Okay? The next thing I knew I wanted to put on this table was a book that's going to be open. Typically, you see that in the living room. You see that like on a coffee table, on a console table. But who say you can't bring it into your room? So I decided I want to see that styling in my room as well, right? So typically what you would have seen here is some closed books stacked and stuff sitting on top of it. I wanted something that was open. So I got me this book stand right here from Amazon. Guys, this acrylic book stand from Amazon. I've used it in a client's home, and I decided I was going to use it in mine. And then I have this RH book that I picked up for free when I went to RH. And I opened it to this piece that represents my piece. Do you see what I'm doing? And do you see that soft color palette? If I had done anything else that has, let me see if they have anything in here. This one could have worked too because that's very soft and it represents what we have going on with our pillows. But I'm looking for something that would have clashed. And I think I had saw quite a few. Like this one would, yeah, that one would not have worked. It may would have worked. Something like this would not have worked, I don't think. It doesn't bring any interest. I think I just saw the page I'm looking for. Nope, I'm not finding the page. But I wanted to, like something like this would definitely not have worked, right? It's too much green, so it's introducing a whole nother color into the space. Even though we have this going on, it's still very back there. It's not pushing itself out. But this is the exact color palette, the exact mood we're looking for. So that's why I have this page. And I'm using this magazine that was free to display, right? And what I did is I have another one that I also got from RH that is free, their magazine. And I love the color of this. This color is this color. So you see how I'm being very monotone in some of my selections because I want to continue that soft, elegant, luxe feel that our inspiration has. So what I first did is I added this and I put a pampas grass in it, but I'm not sure yet about the pampas grass. It looks nice. I've been living with it. I've been liking it, but I'm not sure yet. Why am I not sure is because the TV has to be moved. The TV needs to be shifted over so it can be in the center of the piece and my bed. The TV is right now off to the left. And after I had this here for a few days, and I was something ain't right. I don't want to add too much to the table. I went and I grabbed these. I grabbed these, and I'm planning to put some candlesticks in them and see how I like that. Either I'm going to put some black candlesticks in them or some white ones, like off-white ones, and see how I like that. So right now, this piece is styled for change later, or am I going to add something? Am I going to take away something? Is this whole thing going to change? You know? So that's what I decided. Decided to add this. This is one of my favorite vases that I have, and I got it from Home Goods. All of these, this is from Home Goods as well. Okay? So that is the console that I have in the bedroom that I am using for storage, but it's also adding a different elegance to the room, a piece that was not intended but is working. Okay, let's move on to what is making this space completely come together. This space to feel, it has that feel like this side of the wall, it has that feel that I am looking for. This side of the wall is what started to make me smile. That side is not making me smile yet because it's not finished. TV has to be shifted. After I shift the TV, I need to put like a nice big mirror in here, or I don't know if I'm gonna put a piece of artwork on the wall. Like, I may not. I don't think I'm gonna do the artwork, but I think I'm gonna do the mirror. But this side is what's starting to make me smile. Okay, now, as you can see, what I decided to do, we did have a piece of artwork on the inspiration board that I am totally in love with. I still want to DIY it and put it into my space. It may not go into the bedroom, but it's going to go into this home, right? However, I decided that I did not want to use mirrors over my nightstands. We all know that this headboard had mirrors attached to it. So I have been there, I have done that. That's all you see now, all over YouTube. I did not want that. I wanted it to be different. And I remember standing and I was like this, and I looked at that wall, this wall, and I said, what can I put over here? I don't want to make two of those artworks because I want to make that artwork so huge. It's going to literally be that big, right? I wanted to make it so huge, and to make two of them, I don't know if I'm able. So I said, and plus I don't want to change the color, but I didn't want to go too monotone. Now, if you look at the inspiration, this back wall was going to have board and batten on it. However, this is not my forever home, and I am not customizing nothing. I was going to customize some stuff, then I got in here and I'm like, I am not customizing this place. Why would I do that? I still may do a little something, but not something that drastic. So I had to come up with what is going to make this wall look like I customized it. And what I did is I customized it with this artwork and the way that I hung the artwork. So I have always wanted to do this. You guys saw when I did that big black picture, and then I did the other one, the smaller one, to go on top. I was going to put it into the staircase. So that is that idea that I transform here. Now, everything here, I already had it. So I had this artwork that used to be in the dining room. I had this one that used to be in the kitchen. And I decided to hang them together. Now, I have been living with this for a while, and I am looking at it, and every day I walk in here and I feel like I need to change the picture in this art. I love this one. I love how this one is just giving you a hint of color here and there. This one I feel has too much going on with it, and I need to tone it down. So we're going to do a DIY that I am going to be able to put on this one that's going to bring some texture to the piece. It's going to add visual texture to the wall. So we're going to work on that, and you're going to see in the finished product in part 2 what I did to change up this artwork to make it my own. Okay, but not, make it my own, or to make it work with the space. Let's say that. And then I went ahead and I added my picture lights. These picture lights I got from Amazon. So I used to have these picture lights in the home as well. So I just went ahead and I mounted it here. And I thought when I hung the picture lights, that's what just did it for me. Now, it's okay to have picture lights here because the picture light is accented, and it's creating an accent to your artwork. It's highlighting your artwork. And then I have my lamps here. Now, my lamps is something that I am trying to live with. In my opinion, I feel like this lamp needs to be more slim in texture. I mean, slim in form. So this is too fat, too bulky, but the ribbon on it works with the ribbon on my console. So it has a lot of play that it's playing off. My bed is a tufted, channel tufted bed. So I have all these linear flow happening within each piece. However, I do feel that this is a little too, this is not the right lamp. Is it terrible? It's not terrible. Okay, so that's a decision you have to make. Am I going to spend money to go buy another lamp to put here? Where am I going to store these when I take them up from here? Or is this okay? Can it work? I feel like it can work, but I wish it was more slim in form. It was more like a thin, long lamp. That would have been the better ideal for me. Okay, but I can live with this, if that makes sense. The next thing I did is I repeated these handmade jars that I have, or vases that I have, and I got these from Amazon. So I just repeated these. I repeated the books that I got from Amazon. And if you remember this artwork, I'm popping it up now, where I was showing you the artwork and I said we're going to repeat this in the design, which was having some tree, having some kind of a bush or something go across your art to add more interest to the art. So that's what these are doing. They're adding more interest to this art, especially the white part of the art. Is an art on top of an art. That's what we're doing, is layering things. So this is happening on both sides, and it looks amazing, and I am totally in love with it, guys. This really did it for the space. Now on the bed, we only have one new item, and that's these pillows. Remember in the inspiration, we had some pop of colors. Now, I forgot to mention with this artwork, the way I am going to bring in that navy blue, because I was going to change out these nightstands. I've had these nightstands. They got a little bit of damage, especially that one over there on the move. But it's no damage that I cannot live with. So I am not going to change the nightstands and get the navy blue ones. I am going to work with this. I love how all the colors are flowing with each other. So back to the bed. So I am going to bring in the navy blue in that artwork. So, okay. So back to the bed. So I bought these pillows, but I always had these. I would have preferred to have 3 of these sitting back here and 2 of these up in the front. But I love this still. It still works. I got these from CB2, and they were on clearance. They were like $11.99, something like that, or $11.29. They were on clearance. I bought 2. I thought I had 3. But I have 3. The other one that I have is the same colorway, but it's velvet. And it's smaller than this. So when I realized that and I ran to go buy it, they were all gone. No more, right? So I've always had these for probably 3 months or more. Oh, it's way more than 3 months. It's probably about 3 months or so since I've had these. So let's move on to how I decided to style the bed in terms of the blankets. So I used blankets on top of blankets, and the reason why I did that, because it's very hot. Even though with the AC in the house, it's very hot. I normally would have like a light comforter or duvet insert on the bed, but it's hot. It's hot. Okay? So I decided to just style it with some blankets. I have this blanket, which is this colorway. So that's why this just flows into this and the bed doesn't look busy. Remember, we're going with a minimalistic style. We're trying to bring a mood into the space. And we're doing that mood with textures and keeping this colorway that, we're going for. So this is the only pop of color that we have going on. And we're trying to keep the pop of colors very subtle. You don't want your pop of colors to be too loud. You don't want it to be too much. So this is the pop of color that we're going with. And that's like, you're going to see this again, but you may see it, say, in the artwork. But you're not going to see it like in another piece. Everything else is going to be very monotone. Everything else is going to be very neutral. And so that this can speak for itself in your design. Next, what we did is I went with this blanket on the bed, and then I went with another layer of another blanket. So what you're doing is you're layering the bed, and that is what's going to give the bed that hotel vibe without having the thick blankets going on, but we're still giving it that luxe look that we're going for. Is layering. Layering is very important. As you can see up here, I layered. So I don't want too many pillows on the bed, but I still want to layer the bed for the bed to look luxe. So I have my gray pillows that's always on the bed that I custom made just for the bed. Then I layer it with this pop of color, and then I layer it with another pillow up here. So I did 3 layering here. So mentally for the design, it made sense to do 3 layering here. So I layered one blanket here. I have another blanket with a different texture that is mimicking, if you look closely, this mimics my console with the ribbon detail. So you see how intentional I am with what I am doing. And then on top here, I add this very luxe plush throw that I got from Target. I've had this for over a year now. So I am using what I have to make my space work. Now, one would say, why didn't she just use a gray throw to pull in the gray that's happening in the back? To pull in this gray that's happening right here. That gray is so far back there, you really see a gray, you see a dark piece versus a gray piece. And because it has all these other things in front of it that's really disguising it, you see something dark versus something gray. And then I hit you with something dark right here. Okay, so that's why this works. Then this works with this jar that I have on the nightstand, and again it works with what I have, the dark jar I have going on the console. So this is finished. This is the jewel of my space. This is my hierarchy of the whole design. That's what this is. So everything else that I have going on or going to put inside this space has to work with this. So, guys, that is it. That is what I have going on so far in the space. I was going to put a rug down, but I have decided not to put a rug down. And, yeah, I've decided not to put a rug down because the rug that I have to put down is going to bring too much color into the space. And I'm not purchasing a rug for this space. Now let's move on to the drapery, and let me explain to you what I got going on with the drapery. As you can see, I have them hung 2 different ways. Now I love the short rods. I love the feel and the luxe, expensive look that those rods bring. So I decided to go ahead and reuse my short rods. So on this side, I have it on rings. Now, it being on rings, it's kind of puckering on the floor, and we all know I don't like the puckering on the floor. I only have 1 up right now because I am not sure which one of these styling I am going with. But in the end, I'm going to have 2 on each rod because I want that fullness, right? On this side, I decided not to put any rings and hang it directly on the rod. And now she is like about this off of the floor. You still wouldn't really see it because my desk is hiding it anyway. So I am living with it and seeing which one of these styling, whether the rings or hanging from the rods, which one do I want? Which one is going to work with my design? What can I say thus far for this? Thus far, I am leaning to this. But I do remember when I had it like this, these were bothering me and they're still bothering me. But I'm saying, what would happen when I have two of these curtains up here and they're more bunched together? Would this still bother me? So I am living with it and I'm trying to see how I feel about it. Or do I just go ahead and use my ring? I like the rings as well. I like that I don't have to worry about this part right here with the rings. But I don't like that it puckers on the floor. Now only this side I would have to worry about because my desk is off to the side, so it will be blocking this one. So those are some of the things. I am living in the space and I am seeing how I feel about everything. Is this working for me? Is it not going to be working for me? What? So I was going to put sheer go across because I don't like these 2-inch blinds. And I'm like, girl, get over yourself. What is your problem? And I have to keep reminding myself that this is not my forever home. So I'm going to live with the 2-inch blinds. I'm going to live with them. I just have to remember to clean them every week. Because that's why I don't like them. They get dirty, catch dust too fast. Okay? Right now, they need to be cleaned. So that's it. Guys, that's it for today's video. That's it for the design process that we're going through thus far in this space. This is how the space is starting to turn out. The next time you see this space, it's going to be completed. That will be part 2. You would not get part 2, however, until like the 2nd to 3rd week in August because I will be on vacation. So the videos that you will be getting will be just little sneaks and peeks of my vacation. I will be gone for a while. It's a vacation that is well needed and I cannot wait to get on the beach. So yeah. So guys, that's it for today's video. Comment down below. Tell me what are you liking, what you're not liking. Let me know, have you started doing any type of designing in your space? Do you have any questions? I will answer your questions if you need any help. Again, I'm not going to design your whole space for you, but I can answer quick questions for you. If you want to send me a picture of your space and say, hey, what do you think about this? You can just go ahead and send it to this email here below and let me know you're from YouTube. And like in your subscription, just say YouTube. And so that will make me say, hey, I need to check this. Ooh, that noise scared me. I thought somebody was pounding on my door. So that's it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and tell a friend to tell a friend about this channel. And like I always say at the end of this video, do not allow your budget to dictate your design. Always remember, never let your budget dictate your style, but create a space that you love. Design for life.